Joining us now with a look at Axios AM, the co-founder of Axios, Mike Allen. There's no doubting what his name is. Mike, what is the Axios one big thing for this morning?
Depending on the day, I see what you're doing there way too early. Happy Friday and good morning,
Friday.
Jonathan. The Axios one big thing is the GOP's immigration one-upsmanship battle. So if you are an ambitious Republican, if you're a Republican governor who eventually wants to be president, if you're running for president now, you are trying to be all in on the border. And Jonathan, why this matters, this shows how much the Republican Party has changed in the era of Trump, how permanently Trump has changed the party. Just this week, you had 5 Republican governors announcing that they were deploying National Guard troops to the Texas-Mexico border. We see those governors there, and those 5 were following Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who 2 weeks ago did that. Now, Texas Governor Greg Abbott, another Republican, had asked for this. They say that in addition to the border, also dealing with fentanyl issues. But, Jonathan, we're seeing it out on the trail. I watched President Trump start to amp up his own border rhetoric. This week in Iowa, we saw Governor DeSantis get applause when he talked about sending people to Martha's Vineyard. So this is an issue that every poll shows Republicans want more action on. And if you want to move up as a Republican, you're trying to deliver on that.
It's a great point how the politics have changed, how we've come so far since the George W. Bush administration's approach to immigration to now what the GOP is doing in the age of Trump. Mike, Axios has got a scoop this morning. What are you guys hearing about a Trump pollster and Florida Governor DeSantis?
Yeah, this is Tony Fabrizio, who has polled for Trump in the past. And he put out a polling memo, which was obtained by Axios' Alex Thompson, that is titled The DeSantis Electability Myth. And, Jonathan, why this matters? This shows how the Florida governor is getting in his constituent Donald Trump's head down there in Mar-a-Lago. The Trump forces are saying that the press is baking in the idea that the Florida governor might be more electable in a general election than President Trump. This memo has data to say that the Florida governor would have trouble in swing states. But this week we saw Florida governor. I watched a couple of them. Tonight we watched him in Iowa, like starting that type of campaigning that people questioned whether it was in his arsenal. Can he go out and do the kind of campaigning that people in these states want? So many people, they want to touch and see him. And we saw the governor's wife, Casey DeSantis, out there this week greeting who she calls her fellow mamas.
So, first of all, I think his line about Trump's family all moving to Florida under his governorship, pretty good. But give us your quick analysis, though, of how it's gone so far. DeSantis is finally taking the fight to Trump at least a little bit. What are Republicans telling you? Do they think it's working?
Well, I can tell you that people who are for DeSantis are very happy to see him engaged. There will be real second guessing of his decision to wait. He had his legislature in session. I've covered legislatures over the years, like that takes the governor's full focus. But it did give Trump open field running. And if you're Donald Trump and you have an open field, you take it. You already see him going after his former ally, advisor, friend, Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey, who is going to announce next week as part of a big passive announcements that we have coming, including in Iowa, former Vice President Pence.
Yeah, by former Vice President Pence, as you say, set to announce on his birthday next week. Also, the governor of North Dakota also jumping in the race. Conventional wisdom is that might be good for Trump. We shall see if they can all find their separate lanes. Mike Allen, thank you so much.
Best for the weekend, Jonathan.
Have a great weekend, Mike.